So hi everyone, I just want to just quickly show you how to use the Huawei web management portal to create vouchers. So and if you use this method, you don't need Mikrotik at all in your setup, to generate vouchers and sell and even remove people. Yeah, so this saves you a lot of money. It saves you a lot of time. So in the short while, I'm going to be connecting now to show you. But before now, take note for this to work, you must have gotten a Huawei AP, like the Huawei AP761, which is an outdoor AP that is extremely powerful, or like the AP772. This is also an outdoor AP suitable for multiple users. So once you've gotten it, you can first of all register it via the app. If you go to my channel, you're going to see how to register your Huawei. So those are the two requirements you need. First of all, you need to have gotten the Huawei, fully set it up, and you can set it up using the app or even the same website we're going to. So now let me just log in and show you now how to generate vouchers and sell to people without any issue. So first you can go to ekit.huawei.com. So it's a very simple website. So once you get to the website, you make sure, of course, it's on your country. So select your own country. There are almost every country is here. So I'm currently in Nigeria, so I'm going to select Nigeria. I'm going to log in. If you don't have a login account, you can create one, as I did say. So even if you buy a new Huawei device, you can still register it using this same method. You can still use it instead of using the app. So I already have my account there, so I'll just log in. But if you don't have, just create an account. Very easy. Use an email. They'll send you a code and you're in. So now when you're finally in, assuming of course you've already onboarded your device on your account. But if you have not, you can still do the same. Come to services here. And you see this place, create a project. So that's what you click and you can now see how to add your device. Usually your new AP should have a serial number either at the body. So just enter the serial number and every other thing is automatic. But I've already added it. So if I scroll down a little bit, I'm going to see all my existing deployments. Yes, for even those I helped in deploying, I can still see it here because I also helped them in managing it. So let me open one of the sites that I manage. So this site is going to open. So and once it opens, we're going to now create, of course, right now it is just a regular Wi-Fi with password. So that's how people connect. But if I want to create a management system, like a voucher system where people can just connect with vouchers, how can that be done? Yes, so you can see at a glance, I can see how people are connected and all that. But that is not what I want to see at this point. And what I want to do is I want to create a portal system. So I'll come here under configuration and I'll click on configuration. Good. Now you see that there are 4 tabs here. There's management, there's portal authenticity, which actually stands for authentication. There's IPTV. So you go to portal authentication because that's what you want to create. So you see wireless authentication. After connecting to the network, users are redirected to a specific web page for authentication. Users can access the network only after being authenticated, and that is the point. So if I click on it, so first of all, you're going to see what it shows. It's going to show me my existing network. So this is the existing network that is on this AP. So what you first do, you click on this network first. Then you ask it to create like a sub network from this existing network. So I'll go to create now. So it's going to ask me to give it a name. So I'll maybe call it voucher, just a test of voucher underscore network. So encryption, make sure you select portal authentication because you want it to be through a portal. So you see, this is so intelligent. Huawei is helping us, especially those of us in the ISP space, because now you can do, because Huawei also have their own radio server inbuilt. So it says built-in authentication system. So from the device, from the client to your AP, to the cloud, because they also have like this their own on the cloud. Huawei give you access to their own cloud authentication system. If you want to do your own third-party server, you can still do the same. So from the device to your AP to the cloud will go to your third-party server and transfer the information. So like if you have your own billing system, you can still link it, the same thing. And if you want a billing system that also has a radio server as well, you can still do the same. So Huawei is far ahead of its time. But now we're just going to do a simple approach. Assuming you don't have your own billing system, you don't have your own third-party server, no problem. Huawei got your back. But take note that this service would only help you to create vouchers that you can sell. People can buy the vouchers, you can create it, and it's based on time. It's time-based, not data-based. So you can say by minutes, by hours, by days, by months, by even year. So you can create all those kind of things. So now I'll select authentication by type, built-in authentication, then push page. So how do you want people to connect? So Huawei has some presets kind of page, the way you want your welcome page to be like. So when people connect to your network, what kind of page should they see? So it's loading. It's going to give me the different methods. And why it's loading, good. So this is the first type, is a username and password type of authentication page. Is that what you need? So that once people want to connect, you have to give them a username and a password. That's stressful for most people, except maybe it's in a school or in an office setting. But passcode authentication is just simple. Just enter a code and you connect, just like the voucher. So that is usually what is best for this kind of scenario. Then you can also have a default self-authentication page. So you can still do your own. You can also let it be anonymous. As they get a link, once they get that link and connect, they can connect. You can also do SMS page authentication. You can do email authentication. So you send everything to them via email, and once their email matches, they get access. It can be through social media, it can be through URL, or through WeChat. But the one we want to select is passcode page. So because that is very similar to vouchers, so that's what we want to do. Then here it says you can leave these other ones, they are not necessary. So you just check this. Then here, hide. Of course, you should not hide anything. Everything should be visible. Schedule Wi-Fi, leave this one as it is here. AP group, you can still leave it. Then you can come to more. Something I would like you to do here is where you can define the speed. For some of us who have experience in IS, that if you allow one person, they can use up all your bandwidth. Maybe you have 200 Mbps, or somebody can use up to 50 alone. So here you can limit their download speed. So let's say maybe, and one of the minimum for best performance is 2 Mbps. So I'll just put 2 here, and upload to, I can still say 2 Mbps. So this will limit them. Then band steering is of course on, which is excellent because it will help people. If people connect with a low-end device, it will upgrade them to a 5G frequency. That is the idea. So if you connect it on a 2.4 and your device is a high capacity device, it will update you automatically. Then user isolation is good for security, so that once people connect, they cannot be, because they are on the same network, they cannot be pinging other devices or trying to log into other devices. So it will isolate everybody, be on your lane. And that helps. Then here you can have what they call maximum users. So the device I'm actually using, the AP here, is the AP761 that can actually serve 1,024 people. But I'll just use 1,000 and say it shouldn't go beyond 1,000. Okay, so we can use 512. 512 in this instance. So now that is done. Now access threshold policy. New users are denied access to new users are denied access to the internet and access. Okay, so this is what should happen when this thing expires. And you see there's a little message behind. When the number of terminal exceeds the SSID threshold, new terminals are not allowed. Good. So that basically, once you've reached 512 users, new people should not be included. Now you can see you don't need to go and spend $300, $500 to buy a Mikrotik. So this will handle everything for you. Then if there are devices too that are giving you headache, you can blacklist them here. You can even add more security for IGMP snooping and multi-link operation. So I'll just say okay. Good. So now it's going to create the network for us. So you see it has created this network. This network they call voucher network is now created. And you can see here that it is the security policy is portal authentication. So basically, if somebody has a voucher and says I've selected voucher, that is when the person can actually connect. I hope it's noted. So this is the first stage of it. So now we've completely created the account. Now the next question should now be, how can I then create the vouchers? That's the next question. So how can you create the vouchers by day, by month? So now I'm going to show you just how to do that. So you see, come back to this portal authentication, then you come to management. So when you come to management, by default, there are two accounts. There is a guest account, there is a root account. So please, you can first select this guest. It's also here. There's a user account, there's a guest account. So I'll select the guest account. Good. So I actually created some vouchers before, but what I'm going to do now, I'm going to delete all of them. Then of course you can also try to extend the view so that you can see more. So I'm going to now delete everything I created before. So pause, but just like I did mention, make sure you are on the guest column, so that helps. So now to create them in bulk, you can just say batch creation. So batch simply means that it will create, maybe if you need 1,000 vouchers at the same time, it will create them for you. So first of all, I'll say number of vouchers. Let me say 10 is the number of vouchers I want. Then the passcode, policy, digits, and numbers. Very good. And the passcode length, let it just be 6 so that it's not too long. Then effective operation time. This is very important. When should their time start counting? Is it from when I create the ticket, or it will start counting from when they first log in? And it is only fair for you to select from first login. So now the type I want to do now, let me do, let's say weekly. Yes, so I'm going to say the validity is 7 days. Yes, of course the root is already on guest, so that's fine. So I want to create 10 tickets with the password character or voucher character should be 6 and validity of 7 days. So I'll just say okay. Now you watch the magic that will happen now. So excellent, it's been created automatically. You see on this side, you can see all the vouchers here. Then these are the passcodes on the left hand side. Then here you can see the validity period. So you can now print this. I can say, okay, let me highlight all of this that has been created now. I'll just click on this to highlight. Then I will now export. So it is this file now you can now export and give to your retailers. Or if somebody say he needs 10 pieces, you just come here, you create, and now it's been generated. So I can open the file now. So let me just open the file. It's going to be like an Excel file, but you can see print it or convert it into PDF. And let me just expand. So you see, this is how the voucher comes out. So you don't need to go anywhere else. So just print this. You go and give it to your distributors, or somebody messages you, please, I need a 7-day validity voucher, and this is unlimited. Unlimited voucher you give the person, unlimited access to the internet. But after 7 days, they get cut off. So that is one example. Now let me just do another example. So now let's say, okay, you've done 7 days. Maybe you want to do a monthly package for someone. But of course, you fixed your price. You must have you can also add a description too. But maybe for this one, I'll create just a single voucher this time around. So now let's say I just want to create a single voucher. So I'll just come to create. And the passcode, this even gives you the privilege to select the passcode you want. And usually a mix of number and is fine. So I want it to be 6 characters long. You can put any character you want, but let me just make it 6. So I'll just say A, B, C, D, but don't use this because it's not the very safe password. So now 6 characters. Then description, I can now say monthly unlimited. That is it. Then I'll come to effective time from first login. That's when she start counting. And for how long? I'll say for 1 month. Okay, so this is in days only, so you can now see 30 days. You understand? So this is 30 days. So I'll say okay and okay. Then watch and see. It's going to create it. And if I scroll down or scroll up rather, it came up here. So this is that particular ticket. Monthly unlimited with the description. So I can now say, okay, let me now export this and give to the person who needs it. And I say export. And this is it up here. So I can open it now. And it's opening, and voila. The 1 month 30 days validity voucher is ready. You can just give to the person and that's it. So this is just a brief video I just wanted to share with you, friends, especially those of you who are in the ISP space. This can be very helpful to you, and for those of you too who are like in the company setting, something like this too can be used, you understand, to grant access to only maybe workers in your office or students in your school. Everybody can have a unique ID. And I just felt to let you know that everything must not be through Mikrotik. True, they are good, but Huawei does everything for you and you're going to enjoy it. So I hope you enjoy this video, and see you in the next one.